They're dogs. They play hard as hell.
You really got it out the mud, Paul.
Nah, he did.
Okay, well, I was going to tease an intro, or I was going to tease a video, and it literally played on accident. Anyway, what's going on? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. We're going to talk about a few different things today. I've been editing a Nick Nurse podcast, so you saw a little teaser. I was going to tease it later. I will tease it later after Picks Against the Spread. We got a 30-second clip for you from a Nick Nurse podcast I just got done editing. That's why the stream is going live a little bit late. But it's been a whirlwind of the past couple days working on this, Eric. Going to the Blazer game last night. I'm going to vent about my experience at the Blazer game, and it is not in the way you think. I teased it in the thumbnail. But we'll talk about that after Picks Against the Spread. First, Eric, how's your day going, bro?
Not too bad. Just got off work a little bit ago. I have a rec playoff game later today, and I'm glad there's not a Blazer game tonight on top of everything else, but excited to be on here with all of you.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Man, I'm still like coming down from my work high. Like, you know me with like graphics before big streams and like big projects that I try and get done.
Mm-hmm.
I just like get into this mode where I am just like so locked in on my work and just like working like crazy that it's hard to come out of it. So I'm still kind of coming out of that mode. That's why I forgot to hide the clip. The intro was disjointed, so chat, be nice on me. I am coming down from my work high right now, but I'm pretty happy with the work I did today, yeah.
You forgot to finish setting up the stream.
Yeah. What did I forget?
No, I mean, like, you were like, oh, wait, I didn't even finish the stream yet. Setting it up earlier, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm scramble brained. Hopefully, it leads to me making better picks against the spread picks, though. Is my hope. Pineapple says, Torey, our first rec game starts on the 28th. Yeah, Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So my rec league's in the middle of like almost a month-long off-season, basically, for me, because we didn't make the playoffs because nobody showed up all season, partly because I was hurt. My ankle still isn't 100%. But I'm getting a little heavier, and it's problematic, Eric, because I don't have rec league to get in shape for. Shout out to Pineapples. He's in my rec league. Pineapples in chat. So I need to play some freaking basketball, man. I am itching. I'm going to go to the gym tonight. Shoot around. Been working on my shot, working on my Damian Lillard off the dribble pull-up threes. Jumper's been feeling pretty good. So, yeah, looking forward to playing some basketball and just kind of disassociating from everything later tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But first, before we talk about my experience last night, before I show you that teaser clip as well, we got picks against the spread, Eric, and here are the standings. Chat, congrats, you guys are in first place, but only one game ahead of Jackson. We struggled last Thursday, going a combined 27-33. The best performance was from Chase, who went 5-0. He was down there at the bottom. Now he's tied with Eric, who had a hot start. So Chase, trending in the right direction. Eric, how's things been going for you, man?
Well, I mean, I was 2-1 going into my double down. So on Monday, win that, I'm 4-1. Lose it, I'm 2-3. So fortunately, I just have not been on the right side of those when it comes down to it.
Yep, Steven got his first double down win of the season. He has to make up a double down. That'll happen next Monday where there's a lot more games. And yeah, Chat's first, Jack's second, Arrow third. I'm in fourth. I've been doing a bit better. I was above 500. Crush with me in fourth. I've been winning all my double downs. This is literally the opposite of last year. Like, I should be in first place given my double down record, I feel like, but the fact that I'm barely above 500 and I'm 5-1 on double downs is kind of disturbing to me. Like, I normally don't do this well on double downs, so what happens if I start losing them? Who knows? You got Chase and Zach picking the underdogs more than the favorites. Everybody else, the percentage you see there is their percentage of the time they pick the favorites. As a whole, 56% of the time we pick favorites. And the records for favorites and underdogs, I'm putting down there in the graphic as well. It was a dog's day on Thursday. The underdogs won, I think, all of the games or 3 of the 4 games. So, yeah. Congrats to the underdogs. We'll see what happens today. We only got 2 games today. All these spreads are brought to you by BetUS. My camera is not brought to you because my streaming software is glitching. So I don't know what's going on, but Eric, we got the Miami Heat hosting the Brooklyn Nets. Miami's been playing good basketball, and they are a 3.5-point home favorite.
All right, the Nets are without Ben Simmons and Cam Thomas in this one. Heat are without RJ Hampton and Tyler Hero. Looks like Caleb Martin's going to play.
All right. Screw the Heat. Mikal Bridges will lock down Jimmy Butler. I am going with the Brooklyn Nets. This is a big mistake. I might change my mind.
Connor's going to Heat.
Nah, I won't change my mind. I trust myself.
Yeah.
I won't double down on this game, though.
Jackson's going Heat.
Okay. Jackson is Heat. So, do you have picks from Crushables by chance?
He said he was going to be in here for the stream.
Oh, okay. Okay, I trust him. We'll see, though. Steven is going with the Nets. Let's go, Steven. I am going with the Nets as well. Chase is going with the... Where did Chase send his picks? On Discord, I think. All right. He went Heat. 503 didn't send me his picks, so we might have a couple of forfeits for him. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. But this first game is at 4:40, so he does have a little bit of time. We're just going to skip past it. Eric, you said you went who?
Still deciding. Give me...
All right, what do you think? Jackson is Heat, Connor is Heat.
I'll take Nets.
All right, you're going Nets. Okay, we need Zach's, Trevin's, Crushables. Zach and Trevin were here. I don't know why they're not picking. Yeah, I don't know either. We are not going to talk politics in here. Arrow with a 0. That's not what this channel is for. Alex R, that's correct. I smashed my own window. Yeah. So we're waiting on... Chat's going Heat. We'll do a chat poll for Double Down. So we're waiting on Zach. We're waiting... Oh, Trevin sent it. Trevin sent me his picks. My bad. My bad, Trevin. Making you look foolish. Trevin went Heat. We need Arrow. Oh, Arrow sent me his picks. I'm tripping. This is actually my bad. Arrow sent both of us his picks. Arrow went Nets.
Yeah.
So Zach... Crushable says, I'm here. Sorry, Holy. It's okay. You have 2 kids. It's more of an excuse than any of our mods have because they are childless. For reasons that I won't say. Torey, the king of passion and enigma of rage. I try. Heat for Crushables. So no Zach, no 503. I guess we just move on. I don't know what happened to Zach.
Zach was little right here. Yeah, Heat for Zach.
Okay. Heat for Zach. Did I miss a game? No. All right, so 503 is the only one that hasn't gotten his picks in, which it's first time all season. People have been pretty good this year. Got 4 for the Nets, 7 for the Heat. Second game we got is the Golden State Warriors taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder in an interesting matchup. And OKC's 3-point road favorites.
I was messaging 503, sorry.
You're fine.
Oklahoma City has no one listed on their injury report, which is weird. Golden State Warriors are without Steph Curry and Draymond suspended.
Draymond Suspension Green. That's his nickname for the chokehold. I'm going Thunder.
I'm also going Thunder. Kind of feel like this is a trap, but
yeah, it definitely feels like a trap. But
that line's a little low.
Steven is going Warriors, if that makes you feel better about your pick.
Sure.
All right, and then we got Arrow is going Thunder. Trevin is going with the Thunder as well. And then we got Chase is going with the Thunder.
Chat poll.
Chat poll. I knew I was forgetting something. And 503 just sent his picks, which that's good.
Nice.
These are like the two longest team names to type out. That was a lot of typing. All right, 503 is going with Miami. So we got a 4 versus 8. He also said sorry because he's at work. He's employed. Good for him. And the second game, he is going with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
You got Steven Island?
Might be. So we need Zach, Crush, Connor, and Jackson. They all should be in chat. We got Crushables going with the Thunder. We got Zach going with the Thunder.
Connor's Thunder, Crushables. I'm assuming is Thunder because he put 5 lightning emojis.
Yes. Connor, you said Connor's Thunder? What's Jackson?
Jackson.
OKC, and that's his double down. Yeah. Chat is Thunder. We got a Steven Island. And guess what, Eric? Steven is going to double down on his island.
Nice. I'm a double down on Thunder.
Okay, let me do a chat poll for double down. Double down. Heat. Thunder. Chat poll. Boom. Eric, you said Thunder?
Yeah.
I'm also going Thunder. Lightning and the Thunder. Like the song goes. Alright. We got Crushables doubling down on the Storming Clouds. Sounds like a knockoff of Scorching Trails.
Zach says, oh good, I'm going to game 3 games on Steven.
Connor's Thunder.
Zach Heat.
I can't wait for Monday where we have a bunch of games again. It's been kind of light. Zach Heat. Okay. Okay, so Chase is Thunder. A lot of us going to have identical records. Let's see. Trevin went with the Heat. So we need Jackson, Arrow. Jackson and Arrow. 503 is going on the Thunder. Man, Steven is either going to make a lot of ground or might be in last again.
Yeah.
All right, so Jackson and Arrow. Jackson's double down was OKC, that's right. And then Arrow sent me his picks. What am I talking about, man?
He was OKC, and that's his double down.
Okay, so both these dudes are OKC. So we just got OKC across the map. And is chat poll OKC?
I closed the chat poll immediately, so I don't see the results until you find
Okay, it's Thunder. All right. So Thunder. Bunch of Thunder. We got 3 people not doubling down on the Thunder. And it's Steven going against the Thunder with the Warriors. Zach and Trevin going with the Heat. So anyway, that is picks against the spread. Light day today, but should be fun. Should be a fun day today. Couple of interesting games, I think. And then next Monday we'll have a bunch of games for picks against the spread. Thank you to everyone for participating. Anyway, let's talk about my Blazer game experience, okay? So I went to my first Blazer game of the year last night. And, yeah, let's just say it went, it was good. It was good, actually. It was good to go out and go to a game. About my experience. Jesus. All right. Are we good now?
I think so.
Kind of? Weird. I'm going to knock on wood before I say this. I haven't had lag in a long time, actually. So, anyway. Sorry, chat. Yeah, no, game was good. It was interesting just, like, kind of trying to watch body language. I was 300 level, so it was kind of hard. But, like, there's a couple of times where it's like, man, Ayton's not running back. Of course I'm going to pick on Ayton. But it was just like, there's a couple of times where it's like, dude, Ayton, Jeremy Grant, I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like our veterans just are kind of checked out after the game. Like, Jeremy and Tease were all, like, happy talking to Garland after the game, which I get. You know, the NBA's a fraternity, but just kind of feels like, you know, I'm not saying that Grant and Ayton aren't playing hard. In a way, it feels like they're kind of just going through the motions. This team sometimes feels like it's just kind of going through the motions. Like, guys on the end of the roster are going to play hard. But there is just multiple times where, like, we just had complete mental lapses, I thought. And, I don't know. It just kind of sucked. Like, the atmosphere was dead almost the entire game. We got loud after a Duop Reath 3, I think it was, and cut it to 5 and started chanting defense real loud and then immediately gave up a bucket. I feel like every time I'm at a game and the crowd gets loud chanting defense, we immediately give up a bucket. Like, it makes me not want to chant defense because I feel like it's just going to be a bad thing. Like, it's somehow going against the defense. I don't know. But, like, Tease had a good game. Defensively, Tease is good when he's able to...
Lethal sniper, Matisse Thybulle.
Lethal sniper, yeah, I mean, he's just shooting the ball well. Defensively, like, when he can get steals and tipped passes, he's a great defender. When he can't, I don't think he's good. Basically. Like, there was, how many times did he get beat off the dribble when a guy attacked him? It had to have been at least, 4? Like, maybe 5. I lost count. So, like, some of his deflections, how many steals did he finish with last night?
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, like when he's making plays defensively, he's fine. It's just when guys attack him straight on, he gets beat off the dribble. Like, he's kind of like Rocco to me. He's kind of like a wing version of Rocco in a way.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But Ayton just going up soft. I mean, this is why we talked about how he needs to take the ball stronger to the rim when he had a good game and was 10 for 17. In the last post-game show I was on, it was funny how literally the next night he goes up soft and just settles for a bunch of mid-ranges, and, you know, he's not going to take the ball strong against Anthony Davis or Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. Like, any legitimate rim-protecting center is going to be a problem for him offensively. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Ayton. Duop, it was nice to see him play some minutes, you know. Also, Chauncey claps literally after every freaking play. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, Chauncey's going to clap for it. Like, I was sitting up at the top of the stadium. There was one play where I think we turned it over, and you could hear Chauncey clapping from, like, the top row of the stadium. You could hear him. You could hear the audible claps from Chauncey Billups. So, I don't know, man. Like, it was just different to witness this team struggle this way in person. Like, obviously, they're shorthanded and they were missing guys. It was just kind of... The atmosphere was very dead. I've never seen people leave that early in mass the way they did. Like, it was like a 15-point game, and people... I feel like half the stadium cleared out with 5 minutes left, down 15. Like, it just felt like people were checked out. Going into the stadium, I noticed, wow, there is less people wearing Blazer gear than I've probably ever seen standing in line at a Blazer game as well. So just the whole experience was just weird. It felt like a preseason game in a way. It did not feel like a regular season game. So, you know, it was nice to go see a game, and it was nice to kind of get out of the house, but bro, it was just kind of, in a way, it was kind of sad.
Well, our lineup's like a preseason lineup right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is the exact scenario they were hoping to avoid this year. They don't want fans to disengage and be disinterested in the team. So, unfortunately, the injuries kind of made it this way. Kind of took, especially with Scoot getting hurt. I mean,
yeah,
because you could at least be watching his development and be talking about his progression or lack thereof, or whatever the case might have been. Mm-hmm. So yeah, to lose that excitement. I mean, no offense to like Skylar Mays, he's done fine, but like fans just don't have the same enthusiasm about going to the stadium and cheering for Skylar Mays as they do, or 100%. What it was Scoot. So, and then there was a huge portion of this fan base who thought Scoot was the second coming of whoever. And I think those expectations have been very much tempered now. I know there's still people who believe in Scoot, which is good, and I think everyone should still be willing to give him a chance to show what he has. But I think that's part of the problem, is a lot of people are kind of bummed at the whole Scoot thing, both him not playing well and then getting hurt.
Yeah, this is like the lowest point I've ever experienced as a Blazer fan. It's rough out there, and some of it is due to injuries. It's just like no confidence in the front office, no confidence in the coach. Hard to have confidence in our third overall pick when he starts the season like that, even though you have to be patient with him. You know, Sharp has looked great this season, but even he last night he struggled. He's probably gassed because our coach runs all our players into the ground and probably contributes to the injuries that then give them the ultimate excuse. It's like, what if that's part of the strategy? Run these players into the ground so they get injured, and then both Chauncey and Joe Cronin have excuses. Like, oh, what are we supposed to do? Half our roster got hurt. I don't know. But it was nice to see Sharp play 26 minutes instead of 40 million. That was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough... This is the lowest point I've experienced as a Blazer fan, and it's just like... If we were losing like this, but we had Scoot and Simons and Sharp playing, it would be easier. And that's the kind of the biggest thing last night. It's like, man, it would be exciting just to have Scoot out there. Even if he was playing terrible, it would still be exciting. Because, what if he shows a flash? You know, like, right now without him and without Ant, it's just boring basketball. It's just bad basketball. Like,
well,
it's
offense
funny.
is terrible, and that's what makes it work.
Yeah, you know how, like, on my last watch party, like, I basically predicted, like, the Blazers are going to come back and cut it to 4, and then they're going to give up a run, like, and then they came back to cut it to 4. I was like, it's about to be a double-digit lead for the Jazz again, and then it immediately was. Like, I was at the game. I think they were down 13 at some point. I think it was in the third or whatever, and I was like, watch, they will cut this lead to 5 points, and then they'll lose. And they literally cut the lead to exactly 5 points, and then just got smacked.
Mm-hmm.
Got smacked. It was kind of surreal. But it's just, I don't know, man. Like, out of every timeout after a run, we forget how to play basketball.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I think there's a pretty obvious answer as to what that is. You just are trying not to make that conclusion.
I'm trying not to go in a Chauncey rant right now, but yeah.
Yeah, see, my problem is all these fans, Scoot Mania and all this stuff, those are some of the same fans that aren't tuning in now, And so that's where I'm at, because like you and I were very critical of this organization, but we're still watching every game, still breaking down every game and talking about it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the game and stuff. My mom reluctantly still goes to every game, but like it's the people who wanted Dame out of town who are now not interested in the team and are tuning out. So
yeah, and they're the ones that said, you're not a real Blazer fan, you're a Dame fan. Well, who's here? We are. They're not. Yeah. So, screw them. Like, that is never the crowd that I'm going to cater to. I'm going to cater to the diehard Blazer fan,
For the record, that's fine if you don't want to watch this team. Like, I don't actually blame you. Just like you mentioned, I just don't like how a lot of those same people were telling us how to be fans all summer.
Yeah. Rose City USA says, how do you know who's tuning out? Because when people go from being extremely vocal about moving on from Dame and choosing Scoot, and then they have nothing to say when everything starts going bad, I mean, it's pretty clear.
Greg can't hear me right now, but he's saying to play Duop with Aiden. Maybe you can hear me.
That's an awful idea. We came back right in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, comments.
I know you could hear me, that's why I said it.
Well, I mean, you would say it to him regardless, so it ain't like you're scared. I'm not understanding your logic in that. What do you mean my logic in that? There is a ton of people saying Scoot's the next generational point guard for the Blazers, and then when he starts struggling, like, they're not here to say people need to be patient or people need to be, like, he starts struggling, they're just gone. They aren't saying anything. Then there's people in chat here like trolling Scoot. The only people that are saying things are the people that have been hanging around and like didn't want to trade Dame. You know what I mean? The diehard Blazer fans that for the most part didn't want to trade Dame. It's not all or nothing, but there's a lot of people that were very vocal on Twitter that I follow or in my stream chat that now that the team is struggling basically have nothing to say. Because the whole thing was, Scoot's a better team player than Dame was a narrative, and this team's going to be better, just you wait, like Dame was part of the problem, and like all sorts of wild narratives that we heard, and most of that is just completely gone. Like most of those people are just completely gone. So I think it's funny. Carter, yes, I will read your dono in a second. Give us, couple of minutes. I will read it in a second, bro. Unless you have to go, then I'll read it now. Just kind of want to finish up this conversation. I want to respond to play. Okay, actually, no, this is great for a segue. So shout out to Carter Dick with a $5 donation. Thank you, Carter. Appreciate you, bro, for real. Says, reading Blazers Instagram comments, there are already cries to trade Ayton and start Duop Reath. Yeah. We wanted Ayton for years, but now that he's exactly what he was before, now we want to trade him for Duop Reath. Because he had 16 points in 19 minutes. Like, one good game in Duop Reath. Yep, he's him. So.
Yep.
Frustrating. And then
if you want our defense to suffer too, that's.
You do not play Duop at the 4, unless you want to get absolutely smoked.
I mean, he gets smoked at the 5.
Yeah, he gets smoked at the 5. Why would you play Duop at the 4? For shooting? Jabari Walker's finally started shooting the 3 ball well. Why would you play Duop over Jabari? Jabari is better at maybe everything. Other than maybe a little hook shot in the paint. Like, Duop can score. But his skill set becomes more mediocre if he's not playing center. The thing is he's playing center, and centers are like camping in the paint, so he's able to shoot wide open threes. And then he hits a couple, and it's like, oh, we need to play him at the 4. Well, guess what? If there's a power forward guarding him, they're going to step out on him more. They're more mobile, so it's easier to step out on him. Like, he's not going to beat a 4 off the dribble. So that's the problem with playing Duop at the 4. It just does not work. Just doesn't work. Anything you wanted to add to that?
No. Greg keeps on bringing up how he's enjoying this team because they play hard, but like, please explain to me what
this team could be forfeiting and not playing at all, and he would be enjoying watching them play.
Like, you're just making this narrative up in your mind that they didn't play hard now to justify your opinion on the team. They play hard all the time. They've always played hard.
Last year you had Josh Hart and Dame playing their freaking ass off.
No, the type of player Dame is means he wasn't playing hard.
God, yeah, okay, because he carried this offense that is now one of the worst in the league. Yeah. Anyway, like, I don't know. I enjoy the team. That's fine. They do play hard. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah,
I
haven't been like disgusted watching him play or anything. Maybe
there's also but like the past couple games, Eric, there has been moments where they haven't played hard.
Okay. Having hustle players does not mean that they didn't have players that didn't play hard. I don't get what
Josh
you're saying.
Hart is closer to Jerome Kersey than anybody on this roster. But, Jamari Bouye plays hard. So,
we both love Tamani Kamara. But and he plays hard, yes. But it doesn't mean that players last year weren't playing hard. He's just a different type of player than we've had in the past.
Yeah.
And that's fine if you like that.
Hart plays as hard as anyone in the league, in my opinion, and rebounds like a madman for his size and always ends up on the floor. Like, Hart plays as hard as anybody on this team is playing right now, man. I don't think Ayton plays harder than Nurkic. Jeremy Grant was on this team last year. So what's the difference? Does Skylar Mays play harder than Dame? I don't think so. Like, what's the difference? I don't get it. Max, you're funny, bro. So I don't know. Like, I don't think last year's team was a problem in terms of playing hard. So I don't know. Anyway, let's stop having this conversation.
Yeah.
No other takeaways from the game. It was just brutal basketball, to be honest.
It'd be nice to like try to do something to stop Donovan Mitchell when he's going off.
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple times we played up at the point of the screen, but we suck at like trapping or hedging the pick and roll and not letting the big man get the ball. Like, we do not do a good job of trapping, of hedging. And then, like, we rotate a little slow to stop that. So, like, if you're trapping, if you're hedging, you have to tip some passes or deny some passes to that roll man for it to be effective, and we just don't do it enough. It's kind of frustrating.
Are you... never mind.
Anyway.
Yeah, tickets are cheaper, but they've been cheap the last couple of years once we've started tanking too.
Nobody's helping the helper either. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think we are rotating a little better this year. Like, there are definitely times where we don't rotate, which is basically like what helping the helper is. Somebody helps, you got to rotate to his man. You got to fill the gap on the back end. You got to fill the coverage on the back end.
Well, there were plenty of times last night where we didn't even have a helper, let alone a help for the helper. So, yeah. I remember one play, Chris Murray was guarding Karis LeVert for some reason. He just went right by him, and he just like walked all the way from the 3-point line to the basket, and no one even was close to coming and defending him.
Yep. Sharp has been horrible on defense. I do agree with that. The past couple of games, he's been very rough, but also he's playing insane minutes. Like, he was better at the start of the season when he was fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's kind of banged up. Like, he's dealing with a thumb thing. Don't know what else he's dealing with, but he's not 100% healthy, and he's playing insanely heavy minutes that he's never played before in his life. And he has to do a lot for us offensively. Like, I'm going to give him a pass.
Yeah.
Like the falling asleep stuff, he has to find a way to stay more mentally locked in.
Mm-hmm.
But he has reasons why he's struggling defensively, that I'm like willing to be like, okay, I understand why you might be struggling defensively.
I will say Chauncey's getting on him about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But when you're running a player into the ground, it becomes harder for that player to do what you want him to do. And then if you're getting mad at him about it, like, So, yeah, I'm kind of all out on Chauncey, as I've said before. And, so game sucked. And then I go back to being at the game was good, right? Like, somebody invited me. It was free ticket. Like, it was enjoyable, So, it was enjoyable to go. The product on the floor at times was fun, but at times was just awful, is kind of how I'd sum up the game in a way. And then going back to my car and having my passenger windshield broken was also just kind of like the cherry on top. So, like first game of the season and it gets broken into and people were telling me like, that just happened to me in the same area. And then you before the stream, Eric, were telling a similar story.
Yeah.
You want to tell it?
I just had a coworker had his car broken into in the parking garage at Moda Center during a game.
Yeah. So people saying like, where were you parked? Apparently, it's not even safe to be in the parking garage at Moda Center. Which is ridiculous. Which is freaking ridiculous. Like they gotta tighten up security, at least in the parking garage if that's happening. Like that's ridiculous. But if you go anywhere within the vicinity of the stadium, even in the parking garage at the stadium, you're probably at risk. The only people that are safe are probably the players' cars, because, that's secure. Parking garage. I think some season ticket holders, like courtside, can go park down there too. So, yeah, I don't know. That's the only safe place to park. So I don't think it matters really where you park. People are going to case cars. It just sucks that they broke my windshield. They didn't even steal anything. I had a smartwatch, like, sitting by, like, in, like, the center console, the little, like, area underneath the radio. And they didn't even take it. They didn't even take anything. I had a couple of clothes on the floor in the front seat, and I think they thought something might be under it, so they broke my window. And then moved around the clothes, figured out nothing was under it, and then moved on. Like, cool. Thanks. So don't leave clothes in your front seat if you go to a Blazer game, all right? Don't leave a jacket on the floor.
Don't have anything in your car.
Yeah. Because people will think you're hiding something, I guess, is my guess. So.
Or Zach said you need to clean up your car earlier. I think you need to go the opposite way. Just have it look like completely trashed when you park, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this car is gross. I'm moving on."
I want to drive in a trash car.
I know. Just bring like fake garbage to put in your car.
Fake garbage. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what did I have in my car? I had a water bottle. I had like a shirt, and I had a coconut water. I tweeted out the picture of my broken windshield, and somebody liked that I had coconut water. So shout out to them, because coconut water is a go-to for me. But so that sucks. So I'm getting it fixed tomorrow, man. Just brutal, like driving home from the game, just wind coming in the windshield. I keep like going to roll it up, and then I'm like, wait, no, I can't. I just hear a bunch of crackling glass. So filed an insurance claim, should be good to go on that. But yeah, just sucked. Like, bad experience. The product on the floor was obviously pretty bad, and then getting my window broken was rough. So, but I always wanted to throw "gone wrong" in a title and have it make sense, like a typical YouTuber. So it gave me an excuse to do that, just making a positive out of negative. Anyway.
Carson's asking if you park where you guys usually park.
Yeah. Maybe a Redditor saw me exit my car and then went and broke the window. That's my guess. I'm just gonna blame it on Reddit. Shout out to Gray Who's Investigates. Yeah, probably an Aiton fan. Shout out to Gray Who's Investigates. $5 dono. Says, do you think Blazers ownership will continue to be committed to Chauncey? It seems like they're trying to load him up with players that fit his mold. What is Chauncey's mold? Is my question. Does Chauncey even know what his mold is?
Well, he knows what his mold wants to be. He just doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, load him up with players that fit his mold. Bad players? Like, I don't know. You know, I don't... Players that play hard, I guess. Like, that's a very low bar to be a Chauncey player. You know what I mean? And great coaches fit their style to their personnel. If you want to hear from a great coach, I just produced the newest Paul Reed podcast. Should be out now on the Hog Media YouTube channel. It was a Nick Nurse interview. So I just produced a Nick Nurse interview, 55-minute episode. Kind of goes in depth on some of his thinking as a coach, some of his backstory. And I came away from it like, man, I wish he was our coach, not Chauncey. So I've been a Nick Nurse fan for a while, too. He's great. And he's done a good job in Philly.
Yeah. In addition to needing to... It needs to be one of two things. Like you said, you need to mold your style a little bit, tweak it a little bit to fit your personnel. But you also should see signs of your personnel playing the way you want them to play as well. So it's just kind of frustrating that we don't see either of those happening.
I got a question for you.
Yep, I agree. We are 4 subs away from 1,000 over here on the Hog Media Sports YouTube channel. So before you go and sub, we'll hit 1,000, which would be sick. So who can be the 1,000th sub? That is where the new Nick Nurse video just dropped 20 minutes ago. So go check it out.
You should read that. The donut. Coleman
Slice, $5 donation, says, hey, babe, please don't throw that away. That's my pile of fake garbage for the Blazer game, not to be confused with some real garbage. Thank you, Coleman, for the $5 donation to go towards my fake garbage purchase fund, so I can purchase that fake garbage. Like, just get plastic food and something. I don't know. But, yeah, shout out to the donators.
Save your fast food wrappers when you're done.
Uh-huh. Yay, we just hit 1,000. Let's go. We hit 1,000 on Hog Media.
Good job, chat.
Good job, chat. I knew I could count on you. One of you was the 1,000th sub. So, yeah, a lot of work went into this Nick Nurse episode. It was very insightful, I think, too. So I'm pretty happy with how it came out. So definitely check it out if you want to. And I'll play after we say goodbye. I will play the little 30-second teaser I have as the outro. In case you want to wait. Anyway, anything else?
Does anyone else have any questions in chat?
Yes.
Now's your time to ask.
Yes.
It got really personal with Crushables last night.
I know. I've kind of played a part in that.
That was fine.
Yeah.
It's good to get to know people, right?
Yeah, and also I like trolling my own chat. You know, it's pretty fun. So.
Yeah.
Did he spill the tea on Harden? He did answer. He was asked about James Harden. He did talk about Harden. So I'm not going to say what he said. You got to watch the video.
Nice.
What's the word of the day? Speechless. That's my word of the day.
If Chauncey came on the stream, what would you say to him? If you had that same interview that they had with Nick.
If I had an athlete podcast and we had Chauncey come on, like, I can't sit there and... You know what I mean? Like, I can't ask him questions that are, like, based upon my critiques of him.
Right.
You know? You just can't do it. If we had Nick Nurse, it'd be easy because I would have no critiques of him, like, so Nick Nurse is a great coach to have for that. But like with Chauncey, it's just like he has his player here too that gets him on the podcast. Like, it'd probably be all the same stuff that was kind of asked in that podcast. Yeah. I couldn't sit there and be like, why is your offense look like the same way it did last year, even though you don't have Dame?
I would probably try to find ways to ask him though without it sounding dickish like that.
Yeah.
Like, I would probably ask him if he feels like the team is performing the way he wants them to do, like if in his mind how he wants his team to play, and then you could ask him like what his identity is supposed to be, and if he feels like they're trending towards figuring out that identity on the court and stuff like that. But
yeah. Torey Jones, Chauncey, do your dang job and coach for one game, please. Chauncey, why do you clap after every play?
Oh yeah, that's a good one, Juwan. Ask him what makes his offense so complex.
Yeah, like, heard you talk about your offense quite a bit and talk about some of the complexities about that. Like, can you elaborate on what some of those specific complexities are? Yeah, that'd be a decent question. That'd be decent. But unfortunately, I don't have an athlete podcast. But if you blow up that the Paul Reed podcast, and it might help us get another podcast, which might help us get another podcast, which might help me get a podcast. Gotta get the ball rolling, basically, trying to launch these athlete shows. Shout out to Braden Tennis with a $2 donation. What's up, Braden? Says, what would y'all want back in a Brogdon trade? Trade him to the Sixers for Paul Reed, and I don't care what else. Just a first, like a solid first.
Yep. I think if you get a good first and, not a bad contract, anything more than that is positive. So if you end up getting 2 firsts somehow, awesome. If you end up getting a first and a quality young player that you could add to your collection, I think that's positive as well.
Yep, agree. Thoughts on how Hawkins has looked? He's looked good, man. He's looked better than I thought he would, so good for him.
Well, I mean, we all knew that the Heat were a perfect team for him to go to under Spoelstra, and that he was gonna play a nice role for them.
Yeah,
and he has
100%.
Blazers record after 20 games. 9 games from now. 5-15.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, 5-15. Gabe, stop dreaming. You're not getting a show, bro. Especially not with him. I will say no. I will block Drew Eubanks. No, I wouldn't. I'd let you have your moment in the sun with him if it happened, but good luck. All right. Anyway, hit the like button on your way out. We are out of here, I think, unless you have anything else, Eric.
No, thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate you all. We'll have a post-game show after the Blazer game tomorrow night. That's another in-season tournament game, right?
Yeah. I know I said I was going to do a watch party for it with all the work I've been doing. If it's close to halftime, I'll definitely do a second half watch party. But I don't know if I'll do a first half watch party, and if it's a blowout, might not do one at all. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you posted, though. Maybe I'll come around to it. I'll let you know on Twitter.
Let's do a Rip City Remix watch party instead.
Yeah, because that team is dominant, apparently.
Games at the same time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can watch you can do play-by-play for the Remix game. Wow, I do play-by-play for the Blazer game.
All right.
That won't be confusing at all. That's funny. Anyway, chat. Have a good rest of your days. We'll catch you tomorrow. I'll let you know on Twitter. I'll tweet, basically, we'll tweet out if we go live for watch party, and we'll tag you in our Discord if you're in it. So join our Discord and just be on the lookout for anything like that. If you want to watch the watch party tomorrow night, if we do one. Other than that, we'll do a post-game show, of course, like we always do. With that being said, that's a wrap for this edition of Blazers Uprise Live. Make sure to catch out the new Out the Mud episode. And here's a sneak peek of it. And we will catch you tomorrow. Until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.
Time to unmute.
It is not playing. It does not want to play. Okay, no sneak peek. Go watch the freaking episode. Go watch the episode. It won't play. My whole stream setup is broken. Chat. Anyway, goodbye. Fail. Go watch the freaking episode. You got teased, chat. And I always have to end it with a Go Blazers. I don't know what episodes I've ended it without a Go Blazers. So we're freaking out of here. All right, it's been a long day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully with a fixed window. Hopefully all 4 of my windows are back. Anyway, peace out. Go Blazers. Yeah, Blum Crush. Just kidding. Go Blazers.